Bad as it's presented in Utah, I'm not buying all of it. I'm particularly not buying those text messages.
Yeah, these messages are clearly doctored.
I showed this to my 21 and 23-year-old sons, and they said no one they know this age texts like this. They said, Mom, this is how you text. Do you know any 22-year-olds who text other kids like this? They don't use complete sentences with correct punctuation. You know what? That's true. That is an excellent point, and that's exactly why Linda McMahon wanted to get the A1 back in the schools. That's why they need that A1 back in the schools. That is exactly. I believe the children are our future. Not these kids. Not if you seen them texts. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. Things just keep getting worse for your boy Kash Patel.
Man, there has been so much today, and I truly don't know where to start. So I'm just going to make sure that we start off with a few facts. So a couple of facts that we need to make clear for everyone is that, number one, Director Christopher Wray, when he was appointed to be the head of the FBI, was appointed by Donald Trump. Now, I will agree that I definitely take issue with a number of decisions that Donald Trump makes, especially when it comes to the people that he decides to appoint to very important positions, including this one, because I did have to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining. Yet we are supposed to believe that you were the greatest thing since sliced bread. I didn't ask you a question. Now, what I want to go through is to talk about why you are a failure and why, honestly, we just need to tell you bye-bye. I know that...
Hey, no, Kash. You're not supposed to talk right there. When they say I didn't ask you a question, you're not supposed to keep talking. That's how you get knocked into next week. You wake up and it'd be October, pumpkin season. You got a clown suit on and wondering where the Halloween party's at. Don't do that. Either that or they give you something to cry about. You do not want them problems. When they say I didn't ask you a question, you just keep it tight. Keep it tight. But as far as Jasmine Crockett is concerned, it's time to tell you bye-bye. Oh, don't worry. They coming to get him. And it be your own people.
Let me go back to it. You've just killed one of the most prominent people in your generation. And supposedly your motive is that's where you killed him, right? You assassinated him. Probably the first living thing you ever killed in your life, and you did it in front of 3,000 people. The whole world, this is a global event, very quickly. Your adrenaline, and you also know, because you tell your parents when they contact you, you're just going to kill it. So you know that your last moments on earth are now enveloping you. That you know that. You just shot this guy. It's all over the news everywhere. And the cops are either going to kill you in a shootout or you're going to kill yourself before they take you, right? So your last moments on this earth are with you. And you're telling me that you write your boyfriend and say, Dad's going to be so mad about Grandpa's rifle. Dad's going to be so mad about Grandpa's rifle. Dude, your father is supposedly Maga. Your parents were supposedly good people that raised you. They're Mormons, so they're supposedly rock-rid conservatives. You just murdered the most important young person in the world in the conservative movement. You murdered him. You shot him down like a dog, and you're telling me that you're going to text here, Dad's going to be very upset I lost Grandpa's rifle. Are you kidding me? While you're explaining everything, oh, we left it here, I left it here, but I think I got a palm print on it. I think I left a fingerprint on it, a palm print. You expect me to believe that? Also, and this is the engine, I really want to thank the engine room. I think this is one of the North Carolina engine room. Reminds me that Gutman, The ABC reporter is getting teary-eyed. You know what he's getting teary-eyed about? He's not getting teary-eyed because they went through the capital murder charges. The capital murder charges for this guy. They're not getting teary-eyed and thinking there about how he, put the things on the bullet and shot him and killed Charlie Kirk in cold blood in front of the world, including his children and his wife. The reporter's getting teary-eyed and choked up because wasn't that tender? Wasn't it tender? Was it very touching? I didn't expect that. It was very tender. Who gets the time to write a Shakespeare sonnet to your estranged or your lover that's remote, but I'll be back in a couple of days when the heat's off? In that moment, is that what wells up in you, a Shakespeare-like sonnet that can draw tears from a hard-bitten ABC News reporter? David Muir, we're curious. We got a question on that. How did the guy have time to write a sonnet? How did he worry about Dad's really going to be upset about Grandpa's rifle? Dude, I think your father may be upset that you shot a man in cold blood in front of the world. The best of his generation. I think your parents they may talk about that first before they say, oh, by the way, did you bring the rifle back? Did you bring the gun back? I am absolutely not buying this. Now, maybe they have other evidence and we'll see it all and get it all. And hey, I'm not buying it.
Steve Bannon. Now, first of all, why is it that every time you referred to Charlie Kirk, he grew in stature? Like every time he went from most important conservative of his generation to the greatest of his generation. Soon he was going to be your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And yes, I have seen those AIs. I have definitely seen those AIs. As far as your narrative and your interpretation of the evidence, well, who hasn't stopped in the middle of breaking the law to express their undying love to their roommate? I mean, who hasn't? They do it in the movies all the time. They do it. They express their undying love. They waste time expressing their undying love. And then right before they're about to win and get away with it, they lay out their whole entire plan, to the protagonist. They basically just tell them everything, which that kind of is what happened now, isn't it? That is exactly what those text messages look like now, don't they?
And as bad as it's presented in Utah, I'm not buying all of it. I'm particularly not buying those text messages. It just seems too stilted, too much like a script, actually a bad script. So we got to get to the bottom of it. You have to designate these groups. You heard Aaron Sabarium from Free Beacon. He's got this piece that you should read just about all the other tweets that were out there, right, that seem amazingly prescient for Charlie Kirk coming to, quite frankly, a college that not a lot of people know about, a university that not a lot of people know about, although I think it's the largest university, bigger than the University of Utah or Brigham Young in the state of Utah. And no, I am not buying the script that was in the text messages. I think so much more has got to be done about this. I think the parents ought to be brought in. I think everybody in the discourse channel, the roommate. What do you mean? The roommate sounds like their accessory and not turning him in. He did this text message hours and hours before. Why is that any different than the Boston bomber, where the 4 roommates went to prison because they didn't turn him in as soon as it came up on the television? So there's a whole lot of information we need, and we're going to keep the tip of the bayonet ready to kind of nudge people along to make sure we get it.
Now, Steve, what do you mean bring the parents in? Because you said they were good people, right? Because they were Mormons. So by definition, they were good people because zero crime has ever happened in Utah before this. And no Mormons have ever been responsible. Just like no conservatives or right wingers have ever been responsible, right? Yeah. So by definition, they are good people because they are Mormons. Wrong. This whole thing about the text messages, though, I wonder if other people caught on to that. Because not everything that Steve Bannon is into gains steam. like that ponytail.
Yeah, these messages are clearly doctored, is what I would say. They're doctored. Now, they could decide why they're doing that. Tyler's being forthcoming. We're protecting him in some capacity. I find that to be unacceptable. Okay? Unacceptable. I want every single text message. I want timestamps. It is conspicuous that you are not telling us when this was sent, because it sounds like it's when the campus is on lockdown and he's got to go back and he's got to clean up. And then all of a sudden we're in the next day when his dad is getting clued in after the picture's been released. They're not telling us that. Okay. And you have a right to be a little bit uncomfortable about that, because I'm a lot of bit uncomfortable about that. We need full answers.
She ain't been comfortable ever since that NAACP lawsuit in 2016. It's been one drama after another, especially in 2025. I done dropped a whole video about her sounding the alarm on threats that Charlie Kirk had received. But here she joins the chorus of Steve Bannon. Steve, you gotta feel at least somewhat validated that there's some color on your side. It's the first time for everything.
Also, let me be blunt. I don't know why his parents didn't give him a lawyer. I don't know why his parents didn't give him a lawyer. Why is he's been locked up now? What's today's Tuesday? They caught him on Friday, right? Thursday night, late, around midnight. I don't know why it's a capital crime. And in Utah, I think they got the firing squad they can use. Don't understand why he has not talked to a lawyer in 4 days. I don't know why his parents haven't gotten a lawyer. Why he's waiting upon having the citizens of Utah pay for a public defender.
Hey, Cash, they not buying it. All this free speaking to y'all and the text messages, it's not looking good. Have you seen the text messages? To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret until I die of old age. Wow, I don't think that's ever been texted out like that. Then they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone. Yeah, that's not like my drop point. Is he a gamer, or is he okay? My drop point. I've had enough of this hatred. So we got some motive right there to grab my rifle unseen. I have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Now, why would you retrieve it? And now, that would be convenient to explain the evidence that we were given, but doesn't make any actual logical sense. This is like one of those movies, not a movie that you write. This is like a movie that you fix, like where you're just trying to make sense of the footage that you have. There's a squad car parked right by it, and I think they already swept that spot. I'm worried about what my old man would do if I bring back Grandpa's rifle, because that would be the concern. I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. It's not incriminating. I'll explain losing it to my old man. Oh, and so he explained specifically how the rifle was found, wrapped up in a towel. I wonder why that detail would be necessary. And the last minute message to your lover. I guess you want to make sure they have as vivid a picture as completely possible. Like the mental image that his lover had to even have the serial number, like very difficult to read, but actually legible on the gun that was wrapped in a towel that was later retrieved after the sweep at the drop point. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The effing messages are mostly a meme. If I see notices bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke. Now, I said I never thought that I was going to keep this secret until I die of old age. Had never been tweeted. But I can really confidently say that remember how I was engraving bullets has absolutely never been texted. That one, dog, in the same exchange. Really? I see the FBI has taken to writing fan fiction. Young gay men talk to one another like this. Half of it is in cop speak, interrogated, squad car, retrieve it, swept that spot. And why does he address multiple loose ends in a convo with a significant other unprompted after expressing he didn't want him involved? You're not good at this. I showed this to my 21 and 23-year-old sons, and they said no one they know this age texts like this. They said, Mom, this is how you text. Do you know any 22-year-olds who text other kids like this? They don't use complete sentences with correct punctuation. You know what? That's true. That is an excellent point, and that's exactly why Linda McMahon wanted to get the A1 back in the schools. That's why they need that A1 back in the schools. That is exactly. I believe the children are our future. Not these kids. Not if you've seen them texts. Is this it? Is this officially the dumbest thing the U.S. government has ever tried to force the American people to believe? I mean, take your pick. Just pick a news cycle in 2025 and I'll give you the new dumbest thing they have forced America to try to believe. I just want to look up what we got going on today. Oh, look, House Judiciary Committee votes to block Democratic move to subpoena banks connected to Epstein. And I guess that's for privacy concerns, right? That is for privacy concerns. That's why, I put the alleged text exchange between Tyler Robinson and his transgender lover into ChatGPT and asked if it seemed real and genuine. ChatGPT says the texts are most likely fabricated, far too detailed, and too incriminating to be real. Verdict: more likely it's fabricated, either by a human writing a mock transcript for dramatic effect or by AI prompted to generate a fake chat log about a violent event. The stylistic mix and narrative flow lean towards AI-assisted creation. Now, we're at this point that I don't know what is a worse look. That you have evidence that ChatGPT says is so suspect that it is most likely AI fabrication, or that it is in fact AI fabrication. I don't know, like, is it worse that you did that bad a job or that you were that lazy? I don't, you bring back an F. Did you study? I don't know. Am I lazy or dumb? That's tough. Here comes Matt Walsh. I'm leaning very strongly towards the theory that this text exchange was scripted as a way to absolve the boyfriend. It's almost exactly what Walter White did at the end of Breaking Bad. This feels like a strategy they cooked up from watching too much TV. The most plausible and sensible theory isn't that the FBI made up text messages and released them, but that the killer and his boyfriend constructed this highly scripted text conversation as an alibi for the boyfriend. I don't know that to be the case, obviously, but it's a highly plausible scenario. Okay, so now we're ceding that the text exchange is suspect, but thinking it was created as an alibi for the boyfriend. Now, why would an alibi be needed for the boyfriend unless there was some other kind of evidence that was incriminating the boyfriend, thus disproving the text messages? Now, if the text messages were in fact created to absolve the boyfriend by the authorities, why would there be a need to absolve the boyfriend of complicity and cooperation with a crime of this magnitude? And I do mean of this magnitude because I've seen y'all's reactions. I've seen all the AIs that you guys have made about this whole entire thing. Why would you absolve somebody for their cooperation? That quite frankly wouldn't make any sense. And you're totally ignoring any other reasonings why they might have to construct and fabricate such evidence. I mean, are you going to put it past this administration? Are you really? I mean, have you seen their adherence to the Constitution up to this point? Huh? Oh, free speech?
Tell us what you think about what happened last night to Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, this is misery. And in the world of somebody who is an authoritarian, maybe a dictatorship, sooner or later, everyone is going to be touched.
Oh, we're going to circle back around to free speech. I don't even need that one.
Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know.
as
It might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth. Some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here.
Without due process. Without due process. His answer to, well, the Constitution says that people are innocent until proven. Ain't nobody want to do all that work. Nobody, because then you got to write them up and then you got to have a whole lawyer and a judge. And nobody want to do all that. You know what I mean? They want me to clean up the streets. I just go outside and grab whoever. You know what I mean? That's easy peasy. Easy peasy. I mean, not whoever. We have, some standards for the kind of people that we lock up. Oh, yeah. J6 is still free, right? Okay, yeah. We got some standards for the people that we lock up. Yeah, we ain't got to do no due process. So what you mean to tell me is the Department of Justice and the FBI that is helmed by the man who questions due process has suspect evidence. You don't say. That would be like deleting a study showing that domestic terrorists are most often right-wing, which was also a thing that you did. Hey, I got a new entry for the dumbest thing they're expecting us to believe, that them deleting the study that shows that domestic terrorists are most likely right-wing isn't indicting of all of the rhetoric that you've been putting out for the last week. That's my new entry. And by the way, we can add one more. Turns out the shooter at Colorado High School on the same day as Charlie Kirk assassination was radicalized by right-wing extremist networks. So here we have suspect evidence, prosecution in the wrong direction of extremists, but excusing the others. And by the way, all while we've been having these debates right here, while the country was distracted by Charlie Kirk's assassination, the Senate quietly voted to block the release of the Epstein files 51-49, one vote short of transparency, and not a single outlet led with it. They know exactly what they're doing. And if you have any idea what that kind of deflection and denial looks like in person, well, Kash got you.
Remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Attorney's file.
It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No? A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F?
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are legally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman.
I'm
the lawless gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You've not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt.
I got a new answer. I got a new answer for the dumbest thing they expect us to believe. That their inability to be transparent at all is not consciousness of guilt. It just makes sense to me. Hey, who left the door open? Can you use it in a sentence? Oh, that was a sentence. Can you spell that? What you just said in language of origin? That wasn't my letter.
The president you've seen the picture of the woman's body with the writing and the president's signature. The president says that's not his. Mm-hmm. Okay? President says it's not his. The Republican colleagues say it's not his. The administration say it's not his. Will you be opening up an investigation into the Epstein estate for putting out a fake document with the president's signature linking him to the world's largest pedophile ring? Will you be opening that investigation into that?
On what basis?
On what basis? They literally put out a fake document, according to the president, with a fake signature. It's a forgery of the president of the United States signature. That's the basis.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, I look forward to that investigation.
You and me both, Jared Moskowitz. And yes, this is the part where they can't even keep the stories they tell straight. They can't even. No, that wasn't me. They fabricated it. It was a whole crime they perpetrated in order to frame me. But yeah, I'm gonna let that ride. You know what I mean? I'm just, I'm not a vengeful person. I'm not, I haven't said nothing nasty about what happened in Butler. So I'm not a vengeful person. Just don't yell at me at dinner or hurt my feelings, because you'll get a RICO.
Dylan Roof, who followed white supremacist propaganda, murdered 9 black parishioners in Charleston in 2015. Do you deny this?
I'm sorry. Dylan Ruth? Roof, can you give me some more information?
You're head of the FBI, you probably know this. If you don't know, that's fine.
You can give me a reminder. I've got a lot in front of me.
It was national news.
We have a head of the FBI at a time of heightened political tension, where political violence has not only been seen, but threatened, spoken about quite often over the course of the last week. And this man doesn't know who Dylan Roof is. And the craziest part about it is I'm 50-50 on whether he just doesn't want to acknowledge who Dylan Roof is. Like, who me, Dylan Roof? It's almost like a meme at this point. I'm 50-50 on whether this is just another deflection and he doesn't want to acknowledge Dylan Roof, or he legitimately doesn't know who Dylan Roof is. And as absurd as you might think that possibility is, how about his answer about Thomas Crooks? The man who allegedly attempted to assassinate Trump last July and was killed.
Under your leadership, would you please respond to these questions, and can you commit to doing that?
As soon as the trial's over.
Thank you very much. I will end with this.
Wesley Hunt. Now you know better. You know better than the receipt. You gonna make up for it? All right. No, stay seated. Don't nobody want to see your boots.
This righteous anger will carry on Charlie's message and legacy. I want everybody to know something very simple. Charlie is not dead because of what he said. He is dead because people listened.
He really thought he got him with that, didn't he? You really thought, you could tell he rehearsed it too. You could tell he rehearsed it in the back. And they were like, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Last time we heard something like that was the preacher at inauguration, and that didn't go good either. Stone Mountain, Georgia. They not really with, you know what I mean? Nah, pack that up. Pack that up. Nah. Hey, don't you do that again. Hey, take his mic. He gonna do it again.
Charlie Kirk is not dead because of what he said. Charlie Kirk is dead because people listened.
You better hope they're not listening to this. You better hope they not listening to this. Hey, you and Kash both. I can tell you that. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and supporting the channel. Obviously, in this time of heightened political tension, communities like we have created here on the channel are even more important. And I am extremely grateful to have this space to grow and share and learn together alongside you guys. And I would like to invite you to come be a part of that community, whether that's just jumping in the comments and letting me know what you think of the content, sending me suggestions at admin@ReeseWaters.com, and of course, subscribing to the page and becoming a member. Also, we do lives once a week, so you can always be on the lookout for those live notifications, as well as me premiering all of my videos. So if you want to come check out the videos and chat alongside myself and the mods and all of the characters that have been created here on the channel, I would love to have you. I also will once again like to thank all of the people whose hard work has gone into making this channel grow and thrive in the way that it has. The mods have definitely been through it. I can say that. Definitely in the last week, they've been through it. And I am so happy to have you guys be stewards of this community and keeping it safe for everyone. And of course, Miss Ray for keeping everybody organized and making sure we're getting the word out, as well as Regina for helping me keep track of a pretty insane news cycle. Everybody who has pitched in, I want to say a sincere thank you. And it is because of your efforts that we got a lot more where that came from.